still going to go with our programs. And I really appreciate those people that attended, because this is ECOMANSA. It's us. So we need to come on board and appreciate our things. We need to embrace our school. We need to embrace everything that entails our school. And on top of that, I will call one of the speech members, which is going to be Modu Jalo from Gomzi. They're going to take a speech on career in technology and business. Thank you.
My name is Modu Jalo from Go Mines. I'm actually the founder and then the CEO of Go Mines. So basically, yeah, we have some students here who are actually with us. So it's actually proud for me to see that all the way. But there's something quite interesting in this morning, right? You know, when I came and then I was introduced to the one administrator, and then he asked me, "Oh, you are Modu Jalo, right? So you are here as a motivational speaker, right?" And honestly, like, that was really funny. I'm actually not a motivational speaker, but then I'm here standing before you, speaking on behalf of experience as a young Gambian, and as a dreamer, of course. Likewise, most of you guys here actually have one thing or the other in order to pursue in your career. So I don't think really you can definitely have more experience compared to someone who have definitely or actually built it. And I will start it from this specific point. If there is definitely one of a problem about the University of the Gambia, all of the departments, definitely the School of BPA is facing one of the most actual problem when it comes to, job creation or job empowerment. So it was really a pleasure having to work with the council in order to be able to address some of these challenges at the end of the day. So, of course, one thing happens in university. University is its academia, and then that is trying to produce 90% of its students to be empowered by the industry. So here is the academia, and then here is the industry. And then we have a huge gap. So who is responsible in order to be able to fill that gap at the end of the day? So that's where now the industry needs to talk to academics for them to be able to connect that gap. And that is one of the biggest gap that we have in this country, of course, 100%. So why did I say the School of BP has a very, very big task or challenge ahead of them? In every graduation we do normally see, they graduate some of the, highest number of students in the country, right? And now, are those people really? There are two questions into this. One, we always talk about the government, of course, which we are not here to talk about the government today. That will be a story of another day. So first, let's look at, are these people who have been graduated at the end of the day, are they really job ready for the market? Are these people created in such a way the market will definitely absorb them? Absolutely, we're here to, to tell each other the facts and then the reality. Gambia, starting from myself, and most of the, CEOs that I do talk to, especially young CEOs in the country, we have this issue and we have to address it. And most especially, if we've been given the platform, we will talk about it. A colleague of mine was here not long ago, Dr. Ismaila Cisse of Innovarex. He really iterated on that. Most of the students who are being graduated, honestly speaking, I'll tell you for free, they are not really job ready. You cannot expect for a company to be paying you 20K, 25K, only for that piece of degree that you have. What value are you bringing to the company? Yo, we're not dumb. You cannot be having 10 staff and then paying each staff $20,000 a month. That is $200,000, and then they don't provide value. What kind of business is that? And remember, businesses, the most important thing about it's called a business because you are generating profit. It's not a charity foundation at the end of the day. So that's how employers think. So if you cannot provide value, there's no need for us to be able to empower you at the end of the day. But then how will you use university in order to provide value? That is why we are here today. And first of all, that is one of the problems. Unemployability, it's a very, very big problem, right? Then the second issue will definitely be, of course, we know globalization is taking into effect, right? And one of the biggest examples that we can always use is 15 years back when most of us are in school, right? If you are in the school of SBP, it was easy for you to get a job, easier than now. Because what happened is banks were popping up every corner in the country. How many banks do we have currently? More than 20 banks in the country. All of those banks were being established in the early 2010, the first decade, the second decade. But now, is that the case? No, that's not the case. Still, we have these banks. But most of these bank or financial institutions, what happened is they actually don't want to employ anymore. So if the financial institution doesn't want to employ anymore, this is actually a very, very big issue to our economy. Sorry a bit, let them settle. So if this, most of these financial institutions, if they don't actually, because the biggest employers is the financial institution, then you have the telecommunication industry or sector. But let's look at the telecommunication industry or sector. We have only 4 of them in the country. And in fact, we all know what happens, right? If you do follow up the news, right? We've seen what happened with Gamtel, recently. These are things that as university students, we have to talk about, national issue. These are some of the top agendas that we need to talk about. Because imagine in a country whereby the National Assembly is not busy talking about it, the University of the Gambia is not busy talking about it, then tell me who should talk about these issues. That is how you know at the end of the day there's an issue with the system. And how long are we to wait for this issue to change? If in fact the future leaders at the university, they are not speaking about it. We've seen what happened at Senegal, our neighbors. Look at who are the people who are taking these transformative agendas. Sonko and Jomai Faye. They're from St. Antajo. We've seen that nationalists that they have in them. It didn't start overnight. This is actually a revolution that started since during university days at the end of the day. So that is something that we have to understand. Let's say the telecommunication sector. We know how innovative it has become. And who is actually lacking out of that innovation? Of course, we do understand. It's actually Gamtel and Gamcell. And recently, the government, they don't have a choice. They have to privatize it. But in privatizing that, it's not going to be easy. Because they have over 200 to 200 million debt. So if you're going to buy them out, you have to bail them with that money in order to be able to buy them. Which investor is actually going to do that? Some of the biggest investors in the country that we have who invest in technology is Mohamed Jah. Then what will be the use? He has his own telecommunication industry and then he's going to buy another. That doesn't make sense. So that is why the government is struggling on that part. On the other part, one thing that is quite important and then we have to address that is during the university time, what should you be focusing at? 2 things. The most important aspect of it. Build that skill set that will provide value, not to you yourself only, but then to anyone who will definitely need you after your 4 years or 3 years of studies. That is one aspect of it. The second aspect of it, connect with people, build networks. The most important thing, especially, especially in the Gambia, you talk to 100% of most of the youngsters. Oh, I want to start a business, and then they think, okay, money is actually the thing that helps you to start a business. I'm a firm believer of it. You don't need money to start business. Of course, you need money to scale your business, but you don't need money to start business. Basically, in simple terms, I'm not a business guy, I'm a tech guy, but in business. What is actually a business? It's as simple as ABC. You just have a product that you are selling or a service and someone is ready to buy. Done, you are in business. No matter how complicated you want the definition to be, at the end of the day, that's the whole idea of business. So, but then at the end of the day, how do we get from stage 0 to stage 1? This is something that we have to understand as university students. So as we are going to uni, one thing is, for God's sake, it's not working. Your degree only cannot provide value. It's not working. You cannot be spending 4 years of university. Most of the people who are spending 4 years of university and then at the end of the day, job hunting at the end of the day, that is just the final effect. You cannot be going to university 4 years, you don't have a skill set. That's the point where we've started. Employers are not looking for that. Employers are looking for people who will definitely create that value. But how do you create that value from university? University cannot give you everything that you definitely want. If that is the case, honestly speaking, like all of us will be sitting at home and then watching YouTube. And then we will be busy ourselves with ChatGPT. I mean, what is the difference at the end of the day? Especially with the way the world is going, it's like outside, there's an option. You can be in school online or offline. It's up to you. We will get to that point whether we like it or whether we don't like it. Next 5, 10 years, we will be talking about fully immersive online. Internet is becoming cheap every single day. But now, that skill set that we need to harness is the moment that you get into uni. You see, one thing that I was advising this to the Council of ECOMANSA members. One important message is always very important. You see that orientation day. Talk to uni students, especially first year students. What should they expect in university? One of the most amazing things, honestly, is this. Let them actually get to intern. Let them get to have the experience. And I will start the challenge here. If I ask each and every one of you who are actually in uni, you're not working to submit your CV, the first problem that you will have is, that column that have school, we will not have issue with that. But then the second column that have experience, that's where many of the students will now have a problem. Because I know I have an institution that is providing, corporate training to people, and I also have an institution that is actually more of a software company that is dealing mostly with the private sector and then the government. So I definitely know. I do hire, I do also recruit at the end. So I know the actual problem. So most of the students will have that issue when it comes to experience. They can't tell you anything that is sensitive that will be valuable to you. Basically, I have once hired any student to, apply and then you go through that. No. We always have referrals. Oh, this individual have really done an amazing work here, blah, 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 blah kind of stuff. Then I'll call you for an interview. Then you go to it. Then definitely I will hire. So it's all about that connections, that networks, and then who are the people that you will put around. I'll just give you one simple example. Alpha, who is actually the former Auditor General of SU, something like that. We definitely met at, Tendaba. So we are just having this normal conversation, and then we had this conversation, and then he was like, well, I am interested with X, Y, and Z. I was like, oh, okay. What experience do you have? He told me about his experience. I didn't even ask for his CGPA or what and what not. It's like, well, come submit X, Y, and Z. Then let's take it from that specific point. Companies love that. Companies love people who have experience. Companies love people who will definitely, you submit your recommendation, and then they will, oh, you've been recommended by X, Y, and Z. But you cannot always expect you go to 4 years of university. The only individuals that are recommending you is only your lecturers. We were students before you. So, of course, you will not lack any lecturer in order to give recommend. And then we all know how it goes sometimes. Even if the lecturer doesn't know really about you, they write good things about you. So, we cannot just be hiring, like that. But if you have someone outside who is in the industry, who really know what actually it's really required out there, they can definitely recommend things to you. So, these are some of the things that people consider the most. That is one aspect. The second aspect, we leverage it 100%. Be active on LinkedIn. I'm not working for LinkedIn. I'm not a consultant or whatever. But a lot of serious recruiters. Recently, I was having this conversation with one of the recruiters in QCell. And he was asking me, you guys are so active definitely on LinkedIn. Why are you really so very active on LinkedIn? And it was just as simple as ABC. Now, what people will be telling you and then what they will be doing is different. But if you really want to know them very, very well, look at how engaging they are online. And in fact, outside, what we have now, we have artificial intelligence, which will definitely be used in order to recruit students. What they will do is, they will ask for all of your social media accounts, they will put all of that links into your social media, and then at the end of it, they will just put, 5 minutes. Okay, I'm out. So at the end of it, these are things that are very, very important. But please, for God's sake, as you're going through uni, please, intern. If one thing I will tell the SU president is, Let them push that agenda to the Senate. The Senate push that agenda to the Parliament to make internship mandatory. The Parliament can definitely push that so that businesses are forced to give students internship placements. If that is a rule to every single other company, it's going to be quite easy. You will definitely be able, in fact, to have the chance to monitor every single individual out there. So these are things that, at the end of the day, if you have a community, you can push this agenda that has never been there. But sadly, what we always do is exactly what these people did, executive council, what they did, the next executive council will exactly do the same thing, the next one will do the same thing, the next one will do the same thing. When are we going to move? So one of the biggest difference that I told ECOMANSA is this. The website that you guys provide is at least something that someone has never, it's actually a new thing that you have provided. So if the other council comes again, let them provide also something that is really way more innovative. And of course, with the website that they have, the next executive council will now be forced to innovate. I made it very clear when we're having this. We are not going to ask you guys what are we going to do for you, but then you guys will tell us you want it this way, you want it this way, you want it this way at the end of the day. And then, of course, ask them. They all learned out of it. So please, guys, for God's sake, in this world of business that we are in, technology is driving business. If you are not adapting to technology, I am so sorry about it, honestly speaking. Because even if you're busy doing economics or accounting, you don't know software tools, you go out there, you're not good at it. If you look at all of those people that people talk about their names, example, LBS. One of the most amazing things about LBS, Jonas, and then others is the ability of them having unique differences, making, technology integral part of their success. It's as simple as ABC, nothing more. Because I know these people, I've been working with them over 2 years now. So please, for God's sake, I will definitely conclude it here. Time is not on my side. Please get to have internship anywhere and work on improving the skill set that you have and get to connect with people. University information is everything. The moment you have the information, you're definitely good to go. Thank you very much.
Does any student have any question here to ask Momodu Jallo before we proceed to the next host? Huh? Is there any question? Yes. Okay. Any question? Okay.
Yes.
Have that job experience without you being in an internship in an office, and you cannot also have that opportunity to be employed when it comes to job experience when you don't have that internship from any other company, when a company does not employ you. So many students are here, they don't have that internship experience and they don't have that opportunity. Companies are also out there looking for that experience. So if you don't empower someone by employing him or her or giving her the opportunity of internship, she will not have that experience in her CV. So that's my contribution.
Okay, I think that is really amazing. That is a problem. That someone somewhere in the universities will definitely solve that. And how can you solve that? Use technology. All you need to do is connect these people with these people via what? Technology. And what do? You don't need money to do that. Partner with people and talk to the right stakeholders and get to solve the problem. Then go to the policymakers. They will definitely not have a choice if you solve the problem. And in fact, solving that problem at the end of the day, that's how it starts. Then you will definitely make money with time out of that problem. So we have a lot of problems that people can definitely solve. So that is one of a problem that someone somewhere will definitely work on in order to be able to solve that. Thank you.